programs like the New Haven Family Alliance are effective because they're pulling kids off the street, they're putting them in classrooms, and they're getting them jobs. And they're also able to do this through the activists in the community. Their biggest problem, they say, is getting city officials on board to help broaden their program. On days like today where you may not be at the beach or anywhere where the sun is truly exposed, you still don't want to leave your house without your sunblock, and Dr. Ossie suggests that you use one with an SPF of at least 30 because the sun is shining through those clouds and you can still get a burn. From animals to pumpkins to apples, there is really much to do here, and there's not many places that offer an escape for families to come out and enjoy the fall. And that's partly because many of them are closing up due to the lack of business. Gang members are uniting here in New Haven and shooting out their rivals. Currently, there's been 76 fatal and non-fatal shootings here in New Haven, and a mother was killed early Sunday morning feeding cats. She lived on Winthrop Avenue. This victim is 53-year-old Antoinette Joyner. The true challenge that business owners like Roxanne face is that everything is going to the internet. Websites like Amazon.com are in competition with small bookstores like this one. The students are being fed foods like these, a 4-ounce of juice and a whole lot of chicken, and they're tired of it, so they're turning to snacks like these. A former pastor who stole from his Darien church is allowed to postpone his prison sentence again. And the families of 3 campers are suing the town of Monroe. And an undercover prostitution sting in New Haven last night where police arrested more than a dozen people. Look at the math and all of this. Economists have calculated that back in 2007, the average American family had spent about $1,500 on gasoline. This is a developing story, and when we learn new information, we'll be sure to bring it to you live. In the studio tonight, I'm Turcio, Q30 News. Something small can lead into something big, and for patients like David, that's exactly what happened. He's being treated for skin cancer. David has basal cell, which is easier to treat if caught at an early stage, and a more severe form is melanoma.
With melanoma, that depends on the depth. So when melanoma is caught early, it's not deep, it's not a thick lesion, and when lesions are not thick, they're actually 99% curable.
Dermatologist Dr. Sumaira Ossie says skin cancers are the result of getting too much sun, and the overexposure can have damaging lifelong effects. People in their early 20s are being treated for skin cancer because of artificial sun and sunlight.
Over time, tanning will lead to wrinkling, it will lead to a mottled pigmentation, it will lead to age spots, which are not pleasing to the eye as well. Patients with skin cancer, usually in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and older. And now there isn't a week that doesn't pass by that we're actually seeing patients in their 30s and even in their 20s that are coming in with the diagnosis of skin cancer.
On days like today where you may not be at the beach or anywhere where the sun is truly exposed, you still don't want to leave your house without your sunblock, and Dr. Ossie suggests that you use one with an SPF of at least 30 because the sun is shining through those clouds and you can still get a burn. Examine your skin. Look for new spots on your body that weren't there before. Dr. Ossie says a great time to look at your skin is right after a shower.
What that involves is actually just taking a look at all your skin, including starting maybe with the hands, look at the nails, the fingers, in between the fingers, the palms. You want to have a full-length mirror, or with your eyes you are going to take a look at the arm as well. You can lift up the arm to look at the undersurface, look at your chest, stomach, legs, in between the toes. Look very carefully on the face using a handheld mirror. If you have a partner or someone that can help you, they can look inside the scalp and on your back and back of your legs, the places that you can't see very well.
Spot, and it sometimes kind of seeped a little bit of blood, and I went to my GP, and he froze it off a couple of times, but it kept recurring, so I eventually went to a dermatologist.
Like David, awareness and persistence can save your life. With tonight's health report for QNN, I'm Turcio. Well, crime in the city is on the rise, and with more young people killed this past year, it's created an outrage among city officials, legislators, and aldermen who want more youth centers and alternative programs where kids can go after school and get the guidance they need. One program that's been established for a while now has kept students focused on schoolwork and also provides parental support they don't get at home. Keeping out of trouble is a struggle for some students, especially when gangs take over their neighborhoods. For kids like Edward, taking advantage of after-school programs are keeping him focused and realizing the key aspect to life. A lesson activists at the New Haven Family Alliance are teaching. They say gang violence is taking the lives of New Haven's youth, and people need to realize it's a problem in many neighborhoods. Former gang member and now outreach worker Tyrone West is adamant about labeling groups that create violence.
Gangs, you know, these guys are running tight. They move together. They wear the same colors. They, you know, you're a gang. 2 of my family members got killed, my cousins. I felt like I needed to come back into the streets and, you know, try to correct some of the things that's wrong out here in the streets.
Outreach workers in this program, like Tyrone, are able to help kids in Edward's position because of their own experiences. The programs are tailored to kids who want to better their lives, helping them achieve their goals for a successful future. But these activists want it to be clear their program is not a refuge for negative behavior.
Can't endorse that. You know, we're not going to leave you out there, but we're going to let you know you can't keep doing this. You're not going to use the program or use that individual outreach worker just to get you out of a jam.
Maurice also works with Edward. Part of his job is to find out what kids like Edward are lacking and help provide the essential needs for each student.
Through that, you know, we teach the kids how to sit up properly, how to speak to each other, how to look someone in the eye, how to put your resumes down, how to find what it is that you think you want to do.
Programs like the New Haven Family Alliance are effective because they're pulling kids off the street, they're putting them in classrooms, and they're getting them jobs. And they're also able to do this through the activists in the community. Their biggest problem, they say, is getting city officials on board to help broaden their program. And they want to find kids who are stuck in these groups and have to revert to gang violence. In the studio tonight, I'm Eric Turcio, Q30 News. And a former pastor who stole from his Darien church is allowed to postpone his prison sentence again. According to the Stanford Advocate, the Reverend Michael Judd Fay will now start serving his 3-year sentence in August. Fay had been scheduled to surrender today, but requested a delay to allow the Bureau of Prisons more time to find out if they can give him a new cancer drug for his prostate cancer. New Haven police are investigating an early morning shooting. It happened at James Street and Saltonstall Avenue. One victim went to the hospital. No word on the extent of his injuries or what led to the shooting. People in Meriden are cleaning up after some heavy thunderstorms, and firefighters are trying to determine if lightning damaged 2 houses. Nobody was home at the house on Washington Avenue, but neighbors are pretty sure lightning hit the house. Officials say the house is unlivable right now. A house on Carter Street was also damaged. There was smoke inside the house, but no fire. No one was hurt in either home. That's it for now. Be sure to stay with News Channel 8 and WTNH.com for coverage you can count on. I'm Eric Turcio.